Good afternoon. So, I wanted to give some thoughts about this whole Donnie and Epstein thing. Now that the Wall Street Journal has now come out with a couple of articles that has been laying out a couple of more juicy details, but also the fact that Ghislaine Maxwell is now becoming a figure again in the public because she met with the DOJ um, with a behind the door meeting with Todd Blanche. And I know things are veering in a couple of directions in terms of what does this mean? Does this mean that are they actually going to offer her a pardon right now? Or at least have this dangling before he leaves office? Hopefully. But the shift now is, can Donnie wiggle his way out of this? And I honestly find that just interesting because he has ran on this notion for 10 years now that he is going to expose this cabal of satanic Democrats and all of the elites because they were doing all of these nefarious things behind closed doors. Here's the problem. Now that it's known that the friendship with Donnie and Epstein goes deeper. He was at his wedding. They were at um, a modeling show in 1999, a bunch of things. This is what I don't get with the how he could possibly pivot off this and get people to stop talking about it. So you're telling me that he has to go to the sex trafficker, he has to go to somebody who is in prison for that exact thing to somehow find a way to get her to exonerate him and point the finger that it's just Democrats in those files, or pretty much anything that would absolve Trump of any wrongdoing. It all circles back to, even if she says that, then release the files. They could do it right now. Why do you have to go to her to have that be verified? You have the information right now. If you have to go to her, that questions the credibility. Not to mention, people can come out and talk about her credibility when it comes to this whole thing. It just doesn't make any sense. Like the water carrying from Alex Jones, Megyn Kelly, Charlie Kirk, and all that, of course they're going to find a way to be on Donnie's side. But it doesn't change the fact that there are people that bought in to the narrative of there's this secret cabal of Democrats that are doing these bizarre, weird things, inhumane things to young girls. But Pam Bondi has that information at her disposal right now. She could just release the files, but she won't because Donnie's telling her not to because he's in the files. He was briefed in May from Cash Patel, Pam Bondi, etc., saying, "You're in it a lot, dog. You're in it a lot." And he doesn't want it released. So already, the fact that that angle is being played out, but the Wall Street Journal articles have already come out too. So now the possible backup plan is shot, in my opinion. But either way, it all circles back to if she says Donnie did nothing wrong and it's just Democrats that are in those files, then you can just release the files. Like like optically, tactically, politically, none of this makes any sense. Now, I think it'll be PR suicide, even if it's as little as giving clemency to Ghislaine Maxwell. She deserves to be in prison for the rest of her fucking life. But this weird notion that this is somehow going to change things, again, getting getting her to say what they want her to say, you have that information at your disposal right now. But they don't want to do that because he is in those files time and time again. So I expect those people I mentioned earlier, Charlie Kirk, Megan Kelly, people of that ilk, I expect them to be on Donnie's side. But there's already a split, whether it be the Nick Fuenteses of the world, which again, fuck Nick Fuentes. He can be on the right side, but he's on the right side for the wrong reasons. But there's already a shift. There's already a shift. Not to mention, the people that bought into this want to see the files. I'm not going to go for this whole, they're all pedos. Just trust the one that you like the most. Where are we? Where are we? If it was just Democrats, I still say release the fucking files. But if it was just Democrats, they would have released it already. Full disclosure, again, I don't give a fuck who's in it. If it's people I like, people I don't like, left, right, and center, release the files. This whole dog and pony show is nonsense. And the trying to change the narrative is dumb. Which is why, if you are watching this, I urge you, continue to talk about it. The pressure is working. This needs to remain in the zeitgeist of the conversation. I said at the beginning of June, after Elon dropped that tweet that Trump was in the Epstein files, I said, you need to make this Hunter Biden's laptop. You need to run on this. And again, you can branch it off into other things. He said he was going to go after the elites. Well, not only does it seem like he's protecting the elites in the Epstein files, he just gave them a tax break. And now the silliness of saying Obama committed treason from the 2016 election. I've said before, not everything is a distraction. This is a distraction. This is a distraction the same way where he said, I want the commanders to turn back to the Redskins and we put real sugar cane cubes back in Coca-Cola. He is trying so hard to get the conversation to turn, and it's not working. Everybody says the same thing. All right, I got you. Release the files. All this could end today. They could just release it. But again, they don't want to because he's in it. Or at least he knows that there's something in there that is going to bring down a lot of people. But that is what America is asking for. You say you're the most transparent president ever. You are the furthest thing from. You say you're innocent, but you are trying so hard to cover it up. So, folks, continue to talk about it because it's annoying him. And a lot of people are asking questions. That needs to continue.